You've been dreaming about living on St. Simon's Island, but you don't necessarily need to be within walking distance of the beach or the pier in the village. Today's video is definitely for you. We are on the mid-north end of the island and also headed to the north end of the island, two areas that offer a completely different lifestyle than the south end of the island. So if you're new here, this is a part two. Last week I shared a video going through the mid-south and south end of the island, two very popular neighborhoods. We walked through those neighborhoods. I did driving tours of those neighborhoods. So definitely go back and check out those videos. I'll link it here. Don't jump over just yet. I'll also link that video at the end. And you guys don't want to miss those. But in today's video, we are on the mid-north end of the island, and then we're going to travel to the north end, and I'm going to take you through two of the island's most popular neighborhoods in these different areas. Right now we are in Sea Palms, and then up next when we head to the north end of the island, we are going to Hampton Point. And I'm going to show you what each area is like, who I think it's best suited for, and hopefully it'll help you narrow down which part of St. Simon's Island feels most like home to you. So let's get after it. Okay, so before I talk all about Sea Palms, which is where we are out walking around right now, you know what? I'm gonna get on the sidewalk because this is a lovely golf course community, and I'm over by the clubhouse right now. And there are some sidewalks on this side of the road near the golf course. So I'm gonna get on those because there are people driving around, everyone's getting off of work at this time. So like I said, this is what the locals call the mid-north end of the island. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about when I reference the south end, the mid-south, the mid-north, and the north end, those are just the different areas that our MLS, because hello, I do real estate. My name's Cassie along with Horizon Realty, and I help individuals and families just like you relocate here every single day. So if you are thinking of making a move to the beautiful Golden Isles, pause this video, save my information. I would love to chat with you and help you make a move. But I'm gonna throw up a map right here so that you can understand how the different areas of St. Simon's work. When you are set up on an MLS portal search, you'll see that different homes are commonly referred to as the south end or mid-south or mid-north or even the north end. And then of course there's also Jekyll Island and Sea Island. So that's a little bit different. That's a different area that it would be designated as. But I'm gonna throw up the map so that you can see the different areas and understand exactly where we are. Y'all, and if I'm huffing and puffing, it's because surprise, I'm expecting, we're having our third baby, and you guys are like one of the first to know. So I'm a little out of breath. So y'all just bear with me because I'm trying to do this whole walk and talk thing so y'all can see the neighborhood. So I'm gonna have to just keep taking some deep breaths here. So anyways, over the last several years, the mid-north end of the island has really become like one of the fastest growing areas on the island, honestly. If you're looking for a little more house for your money, this is definitely an area worth considering. You'll find a good mix of established neighborhoods. There is some newer construction, some condos, some Marshfront homes. So there's really a good mix of different styles of home and even like opportunities to build if that's kind of what you're searching for. Although those lots really don't stay available for long, but that opportunity is there. One of the favorite things that I love about this part of the island is the scenery. Really on both sides of the road, you'll drive past beautiful salt marshes that'll change, of course, with the seasons, but there's a lot more green space. Like right when you enter into the mid-north end of the island, there's a lot of businesses and things like that. But as you hit this area where we are in Sea Palms, yeah, you'll notice that it gets a lot greener, a lot more spread out. You're really kind of out of that hustle and bustle that you get on the south end of the island. So as we continue to head north on the island, you'll notice that it slows down drastically. But the mid-north end of the island, there is still a lot of traffic, I'll be honest. And as I put some clips of driving through the mid-north end of the island, you'll notice where that traffic on Frederico Road tends to kind of cluster up. And of course, I'm filming this at like 4 p.m. on a Wednesday. So people are getting off work, that kind of stuff. But this area is also quieter, it has a more residential feel. while still keeping you close to everyday conveniences. I mean, you're just minutes from Harris Teeter, really. Like, we just passed Harris Teeter driving here. Local restaurants, shopping, and then of course Sea Palms Golf Village, which we are going to talk about right now. But before we jump over to talking about this beautiful neighborhood and what all it has to offer, Village Creek Landing is right down the road. That's also great for kayaking, fishing, and it's one of the easiest areas for getting on and off the island. The Mid-North End is also one of the easiest areas for getting on and off the island because of Sea Island Road. So you don't have to go, it's a much easier exit to get to the causeway, but it does not come without its traffic. So let me just preference it by saying that. Okay, so now let's talk about Sea Palms. So Sea Palms is one of those neighborhoods that appeals to a wide variety of buyers because it offers so many different housing options. And you can see that as we're walking through, driving through. So I parked over by Sago, the restaurant. So I'm kind of near like the condos and that kind of stuff, but I'm gonna drop in a driving tour while I'm walking and talking so you guys can see that too, of some of the different styles of homes that are here. And that is one of the things that people love about it, whether you're looking for a low maintenance condo, a townhome, a single family home, or even like a luxury Marshfront property, you can find a little bit of everything here at Sea Palms, which is amazing. And that's also one of the things I really like about Sea Palms is that it gives you options at several different price points, which isn't always easy to find on St. Simons. I'll be honest, sometimes when you guys call me, you know, goals are lofty and budget might be too low. And, you know, so Sea Palms really does give us kind of a wide range of options, which is great. St. Simons, when you go, when you really look at like a single family home on St. Simons Island, it really does come with a price tag. So that is just something to be prepared for. And if you've been Googling St. Simons Island, then I know you've been looking on Zillow like crazy. So hopefully you don't have too much sticker shock about the price that comes along with living on St. Simons Island. But that is something that we can talk more in depth over when you call me as your real estate agent and me working for you as the client. That is something we can go over in the different price points of the different areas and kind of what you can expect within your budget. Great, so you're getting this snapshot about some of the homes, but that's not like really the real reason people move here. It's really because of the lifestyle. Now, we talk about a lot about the coastal lifestyle on my channel. Obviously, it's all about living in the Golden Isles of Georgia, which is a coastal lifestyle, and people absolutely love that. Now, Sea Palms is centered around the golf course and resort. So the entire community has a really relaxed resort-like feel. If you're someone who enjoys an active lifestyle, you'll appreciate the championship golf course, of course, the tennis courts, the fitness centers, the pool, the clubhouse, the restaurant, the tiki bar. And even if you're not a golfer, it's simply a beautiful place to walk around and spend time. I mean, I couldn't have picked a better afternoon. It is sprinkling just a little bit, but that is end of July in coastal Georgia weather, so I really can't be mad about it. And since we're talking about the lifestyle, one feature I think deserves a mention is the former golf course in Sea Palms West, which has been transformed into a green space with ponds plus walking and biking trails. It's become a favorite spot for residents who enjoy getting outside and actually never leaving the neighborhood. So another thing that makes Sea Palms so attractive is its location. Like I said, you're still just a short drive from the beach, the pier, and the village. You're surrounded by tons of shopping and restaurants, but once you turn into the neighborhood, it feels noticeably quieter and more residential because it's such a large area. Like you are off of Frederica Road, which is a very busy road, but you're tucked away back here. Like you're not hearing anything. Like if I be quiet, nothing. You don't hear road traffic, you hear birds, and then someone's like building a house over there. So you hear a hammer, they're working on something. And you have these beautiful walking trails, there's the golf course, and everything that we've already talked about. So if the mid-north end of the island is on your radar and you're relocating, this is absolutely a neighborhood that I would recommend considering and definitely touring around at different times of the day. Like I said, It's one of the few communities where buyers can find everything from condos to luxury homes while still enjoying the peaceful St. Simon's Island atmosphere. Because one of the things I always tell my relocation clients is to not just choose a neighborhood based solely on the house. The lifestyle is just as important, especially the location. That's why we spend time driving through communities like this before anyone makes an offer, right? Because sometimes the neighborhood you thought you love isn't the one that ends up feeling like home to you. All right, I am going to catch my breath, walk back towards my car, and we're going to head up to the north end of the island. I'm going to take you guys along for the drive and show you kind of what that commute is like coming from the mid-north and to the north end of the island. So let's go. Now we are going to head further north where the island really starts to feel even more secluded, and let's just say a little more in its natural state. So we are going to go to the north end of the island. So right now we are still in what's called the mid-north end of the island. So it's not until we get to the end of Frederica Road, we're going to come to a roundabout. That's where the north end of the island starts. So you'll noticeably see a difference. And so I'm just going to drive and maybe speed this up a bit and just let you guys watch and enjoy the view. And just take note that up and down Frederica Road, so we're still, I went out like one of the first entrances at Sea Palms. There's the second one here on the right hand side. You'll notice that there's still sidewalks up and down the right hand side of the road, and here coming up on the left is the other side of Sea Palms, where this is Sea Palms West here on the left. So very beautiful over there as well. We don't have time to drive through it today. Over here on your right is Benny's Red Barn, absolutely a staple here on St. Simon's Island. They've got dinner, live music, that kind of stuff. And we just passed South Harrington Road and we're coming up on North Harrington Road. Both of those streets have different neighborhoods and homes up and down the streets as well. And if you get to the end of one of them, that's where Village Creek Landing is. And as you see going down Frederica Road here, there's just different neighborhoods and homes off of the side of the road as well. All right, so we're already here at the roundabout. So we are going to go right at this roundabout. Now, if you go left, there is Fort Frederica over to the left, and also Christ Church, both very historic, beautiful. You can tour them both. And here straight across and kind of to the left is the stables at Frederica. You can do like horseback riding lessons, that kind of stuff. Pretty self-explanatory, but as we keep going down the road, you'll see that there is a sidewalk along the left-hand side of the road, not on the right-hand side. But already, like, we just turned on the roundabout, and as you can see, like, it's just trees and grass, and of course there's spots where we'll pass marshes and things like that. So, you know, you'll notice the change in kind of like the island's personality and characteristics. The north end is mostly rural and a bit more secluded part of the island, and there's some preserves out here, definitely fewer homes, and it's definitely a much quieter pace of life. Now, you are pretty far up here on the north end, so to get to, you know, the causeway to get over into Brunswick, you're looking at like 45 minutes, whereas like, you know, the south end or mid-south or, you know, any of those areas, you're really looking at only like 20 to maybe 30 minutes, depending on what part of Brunswick. But over here on the north end, you're definitely further out. And as you can see, there's not much out here. The closest grocery store is that Harris Teeter that we passed at the beginning of the mid-north section of St. Simon's Island where we started our video. Really, it's only like 12 minutes away. It's not that far, but it does feel a little far. So we just passed on the right-hand side. I think it's called Village Bluff, but they have some lots for sale back there and some brand new cute little homes. So if you're thinking, like, watching this video and you're like, I love this, and there's the canopy, they also have lots and brand new homes. If you're like, I love this part of the island, I've never seen this, I hadn't heard of it, definitely call me, reach out. I can put you in touch with, you know, get you all the information on the builders and the lots and the home sites and all that kind of stuff. Definitely reach out about that. Okay, and one of the things that will be coming up on is Cannons Point Preserve, and that's one of the things that the St. Simons Island Land Trust has helped preserve. You know, they've preserved a lot of like large areas here on the island, and Cannons Point is one of those really large preserves that's really like the last untouched maritime forest on the island. It's a beautiful place to walk, spot wildlife. If you like bird watching, great spot for that. And it's just a beautiful, like I said, untouched area of the island, really. And so outdoor recreation, speaking of that, is another big draw to the north end of the island. You can launch a boat, book a fishing charter from the Hampton River, which is here where we're going, from the Hampton River Marina. It's at the end of this road. We're coming up on Hampton Plantation. So it's kind of interchangeable, Hampton Plantation, Hampton Point. There's two different neighborhoods kind of all in the same. So if I use those words interchangeably, just know that I mean the same thing. There, we're going to talk more about the neighborhood and the amenities when we get into the neighborhood. Oh, and up here on the left is Glenn County Fire Station number 7. So you do have a fire station out here. That is surprisingly a question I get often when you guys are looking for homes, like, how close is a fire station? And you're in luck, my husband is a firefighter, so I do have a little more insight on where the stations are. He doesn't work for Glenn County anymore, but he did for a very long time, so I do kind of know where most of the stations are. So here's Cannons Point right here, Cannons Point Preserve, that's over to the right, that I was talking about. Absolutely beautiful. And now as we keep going, we'll kind of get to the neighborhood that we're going to up here soon. And then this road dead ends into the Hampton River Marina. And if you are going to Little St. Simons Island, which is a private island, there are no homes, no shopping, no restaurants, nothing like that on the island. Most of the boats leave from this marina over here to get over to Little St. Simons Island. All right, and there's a couple other big neighborhoods here. Frederica, gosh, what is it called? Frederica Estates? I can't quite remember. It's my pregnancy brain. It's blanking me, but it's right over here on the left-hand side. It's a newer development, beautiful homes. Oh, Frederica Marsh's Marsh cottages. They're absolutely stunning, beautiful. I mean, you're talking a high price point in the millions. But if that's your kind of vibe and you love this north end feel, then definitely reach out. I can get you more information on that. But with that being said, each neighborhood here kind of has its own personality. Hampton Point, where we're going, is known for its golf course and marsh views. West Point is also here on the other end, and it offers larger home sites in you know, peaceful settings. And Butler Plantation features rare estate-sized lots, and Frederica Golf Club, which is like the main neighborhood to the one that we just passed, were the newer ones, the Frederica Marsh cottages. So Frederica Golf Club is one of the island's most exclusive luxury communities, I think, aside from Sea Island. So it is another big, very exclusive neighborhood here on the north end of St. Simons Island. All right, so we are coming up on the neighborhood. I'm gonna be quiet, let you guys see the rest of the green here. There's not much, you know, going on the north end, and we'll catch back up when we get to the neighborhood. We've arrived to Hampton Point, Hampton Plantation. I am gonna put the kind of driving tour here. So there's like Hampton Point, and then there's a gated spot, which I guess technically is Hampton Plantation. So anyway, I'm gonna put the driving here. I actually parked at the very end, which is where the marina is. So I'm gonna walk around here, down there, and show you guys. And it does go out into like some of the neighborhood part and everything too. So you'll still be able to see that. But if Sea Palms feels like a golf resort community, then Hampton Point really does feel like a nature lover's paradise. You guys are gonna ooh and ah at some of these gorgeous oak trees as I'm driving through the neighborhood. It's just absolutely stunning. Like, just keep watching, because we get to one point where it's like a canopy. It's beautiful, and it's 5 p.m. here, so the sun's kind of like peeking through as it's coming down. It's really beautiful, very peaceful out here. I'm gonna walk to the end of the river. I'll show you guys that. This really is one of the quietest areas on the island. Actually, comment down below and let me know if you were shocked as I was driving to the north end of the island at just the difference as soon as you turn on that roundabout, the difference, you know, in the different areas of the island. One of the first things you'll notice is really just how peaceful it is between the marsh views, the towering live oaks, the winding roads, and of course the abundance of wildlife. It feels like you've stepped into a completely different side of St. Simon's Island. Don't get me wrong, you get a lot of those elements all throughout the island, but you really start to see them and get that nature and privacy as you come here on the north end of the island. So Hampton Point / Hampton Plantation, some of it is gated, but it's a beautiful community offering a variety of housing options. You'll notice that as we're driving through. It includes single family homes, luxury townhomes, condominiums, and even home sites if you'd rather build your dream home. Yes, there are still very limited home sites available, but you can find them. Many of the homes overlook the golf course. Some of them overlook the marsh or the water, which really gives that primary residence feel and the view that a lot of you guys, when you call me, you want. You're like, hey, I don't actually want to be on the beach. I just want a beautiful river or a marsh view. And out here on the north end of the island, you can get a little bit more privacy and a larger lot. Like, I have a client under contract right now on like almost an acre out here in Hampton Point, actually, on almost an acre. And if they would have said, hey, I want to find almost an acre on the south end of the island, I would have said, I'm so sorry, that's not going to happen. But here on the north end of the island, you can find it. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of homes out here with really high price tags, but you can actually find a bit more affordability in terms of price per square foot out here and lot size and everything like that. All right, so of course the golf course is one of the biggest draws here. It's designed with several Marsh Island holes connected by elevated cart bridges. It's a unique course. I'm not going to go into it too much, but it's a beautiful course with using the island's natural landscape. So they really did a great job of interweaving all of that into the golf course. And of course, being a part of Hampton Plantation, the golf course, there's like all the social clubs and all of those things that you don't, I believe it's not required that you join all of those extra things. Those are additional that you have the option to join. So that's amazing. You know, there's like the HOA fee, and then there's the option to join all these different social clubs and golf course fees and things like that. So what makes Hampton Point and Hampton Plantation stand out to me is that golf really isn't the only attraction. The neighborhood is also home to the Hampton River Marina, as we were just walking around. Like, literally, we drove through the neighborhood to get here. So it's really a fantastic option for boaters, whether you enjoy fishing, spending the day on the water, or even taking a trip over to Little St. Simon's Island. Having the marina right here is a huge advantage. Not to mention just being able to come down, walk down to the marina after dinner and just enjoy the sunset, enjoy the views. It's a great place. While there are not sidewalks, I'm just walking on the side of the road now. There are not sidewalks. It's still a great place to come and walk your dog, walk at the end of the evening, or even if you have a golf cart, like 97% of the population here on St. Simon's, then take your golf cart down to the marina, you know, at night and check it out. So for buyers who want a luxury neighborhood that feels tucked away from the busier parts of the island while still offering incredible amenities, Hampton Point and Hampton Hampton Plantation is definitely one worth a closer look. If you're watching this because you're planning a move to St. Simon's Island, I would absolutely love to help you. You guys know I love helping y'all move here to the Golden Isles area, anywhere really in the coastal Georgia area. I've got tons of videos on my channel about what it's like to actually live here and move here, whether that's St. Simon's Island or Brunswick. Pause this video, all my information is here on the screen, and I would love to chat with you. So if you're looking for an active golf community with a wide range of housing options, Sea Ponds is a fantastic place to start. And if you're drawn to quieter surroundings, marsh views, boating, and a more private feel, but you also love golf, then Hampton Point and Plantation may be exactly what you're looking for. The best neighborhood isn't the same for everyone, and that's why I always encourage buyers to think about the lifestyle they want before choosing the home. It's really easy when you're doing it from a distance to just get on Zillow and start saving homes, but until you really know the area, it's really hard to get a feel for it. So I hope that these neighborhood tours are helping you guys. This wraps up the north end of the island. There is no more of the island to see besides Sea Island, but there is no more of the island to see in terms of area. But this is only 4 neighborhoods, right? So it doesn't give you everything, but I hope it gives you a good little glimpse as to the different styles and different areas on the island and what you can get in those different areas. So if you found this helpful, make sure to also watch my first video. I'm gonna tag that here at the end of this video. You can watch that right here. The first video is going over the south end and mid-south end of the island. So if you love to be close to the beach, you wanna walk to the beach, that video is for you.